welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Long Dark, where we are at the Forlorn Muskeg at, I believe it's called the Spencer Homestead? Old Spence family homestead, my mistake. But yeah, we're here, we got the forge that we'll be able to use to smith a number of arrowheads together. I think I picked up, actually I got a couple of hacksaws, don't I now? Okay, I don't see anything here, but I thought I had a number of them that I had found as we've been going around. That's just spray paint. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I could have sworn I picked up a number of hacksaws out here to, like, help out a little bit more. Because all I've got is the pry bar, the rifle, the hatchet, the hunting knife. Oh! Also got all this that I can probably snag and bring over too. Okay, replacement fuse. Yeah. Maybe I haven't actually found a hacksaw yet. No, I've got to have somewhere. I could have... Oh, wow. And basically a cache of dog food.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Yeah, okay. We'll get all this settled and put away into certain spots in just a moment. But I know I had also found a heavy hammer that I thought I might have put somewhere. Bingo! That's where they are. Yeah, 3 hacksaws and a heavy hammer. Okay, so we got all the tools we'll need for working here. Now, I'll drop all that. Is there anything else that's really weighing us down? Oh, right. The little scrap metal in question we can probably toss over here. Tool-wise, everything else I think is okay to hold on to. Food-wise, I might actually drop that bit of dog food since it is so low for, like, its condition. It's only 9%. So that will drop. Food-wise, I'm not bad on. I could start immediately working on the forge right now, but I'm kind of wondering maybe I should do that more through the evening and maybe even check and see about the memento cache that's over there. It's like, once we do get out here, we have enough gear on that we're not actually getting too cold. Though, I don't know if I like the idea of going out and, like, the blizzard starting. So you know what? I think we are going to focus on getting the forge going right now. Okay, I think it's just the wind I'm hearing rustling a bit. Because, yeah, that's picking up. We do have a little bit of a shelter here. Once the forge is up and running, that shouldn't be too hard for keeping us warm and going for quite a while with all the coal sitting here. So, let's start off with that. We'll toss in the reclaimed wood to begin with, and then once it hits a certain heat, then I believe we can toss the bit of coal in and go from there. Let's try that again. But I think the only thing I want to really forge with, well, the forge in question, is arrowheads for us. Because once we get enough of those, we're basically going to have a stockpile of all kinds of arrow shafts back at our home. Okay, right, toss those in. Give that a little bit of time to warm up further. It's only plus 1 degree Celsius right now. I should see at what temperature the coal does take. Oh, I can toss that right in. Okay, so we'll let that go and start warming up. It needs to be at least 150 to be able to operate it or use the forge half of it, so we'll have to wait that out. Crafting-wise, does this also have... Okay, well, I just need scrap metal for that, so I might actually hold on to... You know what? No, there's the dam with all kinds of metal. I'm not going to hold on to metal for that, because we can get that easily enough. I was looking to see, though, I guess the improvised stuff, I have to look at the Forge's craft menu here for that. Okay, so that is slowly going up. I'll wait till it basically hits, like, the peak of whatever it's going to be at before I add more coal, just to make sure that I can, like, space it out for as much as I can get for it. I don't know where the closest source of reliable coal will be from here. Because I know the Mine and Desolation Point is a good source for it. Okay, looks like it capped out at 28 degrees, so... Might as well add the next piece now. And see how long... Actually, see how much coal in general it takes to boost that up. But we've got a bed here. Once we basically ascend this, we're going to be free of any worries of, like, the wildlife could pose. Because nothing should be able to get us up here. We do have the rifle. If we need to take shots, we can. And then another nice thing is whenever we do make it back home, the moose hide we picked up in, like, the first week of the series should be cured, and we can turn that into the satchel. It will take off a bit of our overall warmth, because we'll probably be replacing one of these with it. But the carry weight, I think, will offset that entirely and happily. Okay, looks like that. So each piece of coal looks like it's only going to give us plus 48 degrees. Or, sorry, plus 20 degrees output. So I might actually want to see if I could use some of the firewood to help offset that, too.
What have we here?
Because, yeah, there's nothing in the statistics about it, like, on the right side, nothing here says this adds this much heat to a fire. I just want to try one piece of firewood. Does that? Okay, that will increase it a little bit more too, so I can space it out that I'm not using too much coal all at once. So each piece of fir firewood is only give about 10. Actually, no, not even that. It only gives about 8. God, even one piece of reclaimed only gives you 1. Okay. So I think we are going to be here for a while getting this through. I was hoping to save the coal for, like, being able to maybe do a few batches, but from the looks of it... Okay, now that's up to 99, so that was actually... No, I think it was basically just even 20. So we'll toss that in. I'll grab another piece of reclaimed wood. Once this peaks at plus 119... Yeah. We'll add 1 reclaimed wood, because that should bring it up to 120. Or not. Okay, hang on. So I think I need 2 more, I think, should do it. Yeah, it's actually going to be a little bit overboard for it, but you know what? That's all right. Okay, so we'll do that. We need that and all that. I will have the peanut butter. Hopefully we don't have food poisoning from it. Okay, well, we're mostly clear. There's a little bit left, but it's not much. That's done. We've had that. That's up to where we need it. So yeah, we don't have too much we can really make here. And because we do already have, like, a few extra hatchet, and I think might even have a couple of knives, the arrowheads are what we're going to want to make. And we'll start with 12. That'll take 6 hours. So we'll just keep an eye to the left of, like, how we're holding up.
Night is coming.
There we go. Alright, so I'll have the rest of this. Have the moose meat. Ooh, I should have brought some more water. I don't actually know if I can...
I just need to close my eyes.
Okay, it's only going to be 1 can of water, but at least it's something. And that's still got 5 hours on it, so you know what? Oh, no, sorry, I don't need the fire, I need the forge part of it. Yeah, we'll make 1 more... Well, I guess technically 2 more arrowheads. Hopefully the water won't boil away. Whew. I am very thankful that the game doesn't operate as, like, as the water boils, the amount that's in there decreases. As now, how am I sitting for total scrap metal? Okay, I'll actually have only used up about half of the total we've stockpiled, so that's not too bad. Yeah, we're going to hit exhaustion in that, but that's okay. We'll drink the rest of that. And you know what? I think even try 1 more. It is going to eat into our condition a bit to do so. But I think that's alright. I think it's going to be worth it to just, like, plug away for it. Alright, I keep getting mixed up on where I need to actually use the forge part. Okay, right there. Craft that. So we'll take that. Might as well take the can with us. And head up here and get some sleep in. Okay, it feels like 58 degrees, so I'm going to just try for 6, because once the fire goes out, it's going to definitely change, like, how warm it actually is here. So I don't want to sleep too long, but I think I can get, like, at least that first 6, and then see what it's like temperature-wise. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. The forge has gone out, but we have offset that with 18 arrowheads, so I think that's a very good start for us to begin with. I'm trying to think if there's anything more I really want to bring back, but truth be told, I think all I might want to do is bring back a couple of the hacksaws, and that'll be it. Because, like, the scrap metal I'll actually leave back here once I have the hacksaw. That's fairly easy to resupply in that. So it's not a lot, but we'll leave that. Tool-wise, all this looks good to bring with us. Yeah, I'll bring all the dog food, just because that could be a bit of emergency food. I probably could leave a bit of clothing, but as long as I don't actually add more, like, to my carry weight, we might be good for just trying to get back to home from here. I do have to try to figure out the best way to get back as well. Like, at least one thing is with how nice the visibility is today, we should be able to make it back to the cabin without, hopefully, any encounters with the wildlife. I know there are the memento caches we found, like, on the map we could check. But with everything I've got in hand right now, I think it's better to come back here later when I might have, like, again, the moose hide satchel is done. We could use that to help out a lot more and go from that. Now, the biggest part of trouble will probably be figuring out the start to get out of here. Because I gotta be careful with how the ice is. Like, that is thankfully alright. I might actually want to be ready with the rifle. I don't see anything out and about right now. Yeah. I actually hear a fair bit. I think actually from behind us, unless... Well, I mean, granted, in some of the series I've done, I do have to question how good my hearing might actually be, because there's some times where I thought I hear it from the left, and then I'm attacked from the right. Nope. Okay, there's one wolf there. How many flares do I have, just if I want to save the, Okay, I do have 4, so if it is just wolves, I could just pop one of these and hopefully skirt my way out before too long. But the biggest struggle is just figuring out the way back to the railroad. Once I get onto that, it is just a straight shot out of here. But it's going to be, how do I have to navigate the muskeg for that? Because, yeah, I got you over there. I might be able to get across this little bit here, but the only way I can really know if that's the case is by starting to go out on it. And there are some spots on the map. Oh, okay, we are good. There are some spots on the map where I think it is basically, as soon as you might step onto the ice, you'll fall in. They're not, I think, anywhere in the central areas. I think it's more like on the far outskirts and, like, say you're trying to use the boundary and, like, almost exploit or cheese your way across. Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah, it looks like we can see more railroad or train cars over there. We're closing the distance. Yeah, I think now we gotta cut in towards that. Okay. It actually is working out pretty well for us with how nice the day is. We are losing a little bit of temperature, but it's nothing that's too urgent. And I know again, with it being just like that straight shot, I think we'll be pretty okay, but this is... I don't know if I can make that, but we'll start. Nope, 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 no! Yeah, we're seeing that happen. That's a big no-no. This is the problem. You can get so close, but then all it takes is just one little thin stretch area, or one little line of it's just too thin for you to cross, and you basically have to start changing your entire approach. Because if I can cross from here to there, we should be good. But okay, we are. See, it's almost the case I'm wondering... I do have a thing of spray paint, so you know what? I'm going to leave that there, just so that way, like... If I leave enough of these, maybe this will be a good idea to kind of, like, know, okay, for, like, easy back and forth to that spot, I want to come to where I've got these marks put down. See if I can even leave one on this tree here that I think will probably be, well within sight. Now, I want something that, yeah, we'll do searched. A big orange X on here will hopefully be great to see from afar. And that should also be put on the map. So that will give me an idea of, like, okay, I see the big orange X, I come to that, and I can follow that along and to where I need to go. Is this going to be thin, though? No, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't have any other tall landmarks around here I could put another X on to say, like, go to this spot, then this spot. Oh, you know what? Actually, I do. We do have some of the electrical lines here. Okay, we also got the bear, but he seems like he's far enough away he won't be a problem. No, I don't even see the X on the tree now, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just try the arrow on one here, given how that is, although I don't know if it'll be easy to see. See, that's not going to be all that easy to make out, so maybe I'll try... We'll try another searched on here, try to have it high up. I was kind of hoping with, like, some of the graphical changes, maybe these would stick out a little bit more the further we get. But we'll just try and go back and take a few back checks, just to see, like, how far it is before that disappears. That's like, it should be that tree right over there that has it. And yeah, there's like a little bit of orange I still see. I don't want to have my back turned for too long, because yeah, there's a wolf right there. Okay, I still see it there, so maybe I'm actually mistaking another tree for the one I marked. Well, at least we got something out here to help for navigation back out. Might not be the most direct route, but at least we know it is a route. Now, we just gotta work our way back. You will... Oh, we might be able to avoid him seeing us. There's one wolf just over there.
Snow. Nothing to drink.
Okay, I do have water, so we'll... I think once we can get closer to... You know, even if we make to the rail cars, we should be safe to hop in there and I can get a drink. But I just want to be careful. Okay, you're up over there now.
Can't feel my hands.
Well, kind of looks like the poor guy got stuck on that little slope. I guess there's a little bit of pathfinding struggle when they get to certain spots. Yeah, everything looks clear. We'll have a drink once we reach the rail car, and it's pretty fast from there back out of there. I think the Muskeg is one of the easiest spots to kind of... Well, once you get to, like, good points of elevation, mark out where the landmarks are to check out. But the travel is a little trickier. If you do make whether you find the crampons in-game or make the improvised ones, they help a ton in regions like this. Because they help both, I think, for avoiding you being able to get sprains if you're, like, going along some of the slopes and that. But I think they also offer up, like, you can cross thin ice on them. Not all patches, but you have a little bit more of a tolerance of, like, where you can cross. But we'll see if maybe if I get out of the wind, that'll let us start warming up a little bit, and I'll double check what it says from the improvised crampons, what benefits they give if you have them on. I hear the wolves, not seeing anything too close. No bears. It's a decent start. We'll see. I think a lot of this week will probably actually just be trying to make up a lot of supplies for ourselves. Like, once we get back to Mystery Lake, there's a moose hide satchel to make up. There's the... I know we have started on a few arrow shafts, but we can put together the arrows properly themselves. We'll have a number of items we can look at piecing and working together. But yeah, we'll just get in here. Okay, so we will warm up a bit in here. It's not a lot. It's actually more water than I thought we had. Almost a liter full. Have that. Snack on that. I might actually look, just because we're here. Oh. Completely missed the one revolver bullet there. Or cartridge, or whatever you want to call it. I'm debating whether I should, like, put down the bedroll and get a little bit of sleep while we're here, since this is a bit of a safe spot. Yeah, you know what? I'll get in a couple of hours of sleep. That'll let our warmth regenerate a bit. That'll let our stamina come back up a bit. It doesn't wear too much on the calories. We do have, I think, a bit of water left. Okay, no water left, but yeah, over halfway. And now we're not even cold as we're walking, so you know what? That little nap, I think, was worth it. Now, what's going to happen when we get into Mystery Lake, I'm not sure. We did take out, I think it was at least 2 wolves on the way out here that were pretty close to the cabin we've been calling home. So I'm hoping that might mean it'll be pretty quiet for that last little walk while we got all the gear on us to unload. But with the 2 hacksaws we've got, I'm probably going to want to leave one at the cabin. I don't know if I'll keep the other one on me. I know the heavy hammer we're not keeping on ourselves. It's for the case of I probably could have left that back here at the forge. But with some of the recipes calling for acorn grounds, I figure maybe it wouldn't be bad to have that as something we'll bring with us. Oh, we've got another body over on the left there. I might actually go check it out. It's not too far from the railroad. I don't hear or really see any threats about either, and our transition is just up ahead a bit further. So I think we'll be safe to go see what that is. I'm thinking it's just a human body. I don't think it's a deer. I think I can kind of make it out from here. It's just a little lump in the snow. But I've got to admit, like, although I don't think the graphical enhancements to the game were much from the last major update it had, from time to time you will just catch, like, the shadows being a little bit more, oh, no, it is just a deer. Oh, no. No, it is a person. I wasn't sure. I thought it was almost like, that was kind of like the whiteness you see around the neck of them and then one of the legs. What do you got? One little tinder plug. Well, it's no surprise you died out here if that's all you had on you. Not even a fire beside him to try and make use of that. But overall, a pretty successful little trip. Any coal I find, I think I will try stockpiling to bring and leave over here. As much as it does help a fire last a very long time, if it takes like 20, if each one piece of coal gives 20 degrees Celsius of temperature, I need at least 8 pieces in order to get the fire, or well, hang on, at least 8, no, I think 8 total from nothing to get the fire up that hot. So it's basically, it's a premium resource I don't want to spend too recklessly. Like when it comes to the other means of like fire items, like the cedar firewood or the fir firewood, after a storm, number of branches and that can all be down, I can easily just go out with a hatchet and try to get them. So those are at least a little bit more like renewable, but coal, I don't think you'll find more once you've picked it up. I may be mistaken, and maybe like you'll have like respawns in the mines because of like say how things go, or like tremors or such dislodges it, but yeah, leave Forlorn Muskeg. Okay. Back to Mystery Lake.
I have to leave something behind.
Oh, no, we're not. Well, at least not yet. We're going to leave a lot behind when we make it back. Oh, quite a bit nicer out here. No clouds, so that way you can see the shadows much more. Yeah, I don't know how much more graphically demanding the game is now with the shadow enhancements. Like, one of the nice things about The Long Dark was that you didn't need a very powerful machine for it. It's so many years old that its art style looks fantastic as is, so you don't need, like, really high-end stuff like other games push. So it's much more accessible to a wider audience. I think that's probably the biggest thing that... I'm wondering if we'll see that as a bit of a shift in game development as well. Is like, because of how the price of a bunch of, like, hardware for computers keeps rising and increasing, maybe it's a case of, because people won't be upgrading their stuff because of how expensive that is, the graphic fidelity and such might actually tone back a little bit, try to say, we can't just hit this niche little market or target audience we've had. We now have to try to get the largest group possible, which means we have to make sure that more and the most people we can find will be able to play it without, if they don't have the hardware. That might be a reason why some newer games, sometimes the hype doesn't really match up to like some of the older titles they've that have been put out in that. Like Sons of the Forest compared to the regular Forest. You hear a bunch of talk about the first game, The Forest, and like it has a lot of praise and stuff to it, but it feels like there hasn't been that much when it's come to Sons of the Forest afterwards. It does have like some mechanics in that have been changed to be more streamlined or directly taken out, but I don't notice all that much for it. There's like some of the usual stuff of like, you'll see videos like these are all the enemy types, this is where all the items and stuff is in that, but I don't know if you have as much in-depth and focus as like the original had. It might have also been too, the original kind of came out in more of like the prime of like YouTube Let's Plays before all the ads happened, and before it was like more of like a, I guess technically an industry that a lot of people were getting into. Like, it was a case of, if you were down kind of on the ground floor as that was starting like 10, 12 years ago-ish, that's where I think it was a lot easier to probably try to get yourself started and built up and go. And now that's gone on and on, that it is like it's established industry. Case like myself, where it's a smaller channel, it doesn't have like a really laser focus what I cover. It's a little more difficult to get your feet off the ground than it used to be. And there's also so much variety of like how many other people are also out there, and it's much bigger for knowledge too. Thank God for the power line though. It's gotten I guess basically whiteout conditions. It's not the blowing snow and blizzard, but it is the case of if I didn't really have this, it might be hard to know where the turnoff would have been to get to the cabin. But we'll hop inside and see about getting some of this gear off and then figuring out what our next stages or steps will be. Yeah, there's the moose harvesting campfire. We might even leave that there, because who knows, if we're here long enough, maybe it'll respawn and we'll get another one. I'm not sure how long it would take the moose to respawn. I feel like it has to be at least a single month, like at least 30 days. There might even be the case, too, of... Oh, actually, this would be a good idea. let's check and see how this is holding up. Only 98. Really worth it to keep this out here. It lasts a very long time without condition loss.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Home sweet home, and 1 cured moose hide. As well as, okay, these still... A little bit has come along, so there's still a bit more to go there, but that's alright. As for the wolf pelts... 1's almost done. So yeah, let's head upstairs and just start dropping off the excess gear we picked up. Yeah, so we got... Okay, so it's 2 hatchets, 2 hunting knives, and now 2 hacksaws, and a heavy hammer. So the hammer we'll probably put back here, because that's going to probably see the least use of anything. There we go. One hacksaw there. See if maybe I can squeeze this over here. It's a little annoying. Again, feels like some of the item hitboxes or like their collision or whatever is super big compared to what they actually are. I had it for a moment. There we go. Yeah, those are actually almost cured too with our little outing, so that's fantastic. Okay, right, we got all those arrowheads, might as well plop them in here. We've actually got, I think, more arrowheads than we have arrow shafts. 18? Yeah, only 4, so we'll definitely be... Oh, okay, that's full, so I can't actually put them in there. I have a drawer that's basically empty. I don't really have anything else to toss into there. That's... Okay, well, food-wise, I can actually throw over all this stuff we picked up. Let me see if I've got any containers downstairs I could always move up here. I mean, I've got this empty cupboard, but... Yeah, you know what? That'll do for now. It should hold a fair bit, so... Toss all of those in there. I can always grab them as I need. I should take a look as well at the books I've got. Because I think... Yeah, I have to read that one. I have to read that one. So might as well drop those. I'm actually kind of surprised. From the looks of the cooking book, I think we're already almost up to level 3 with it. And we haven't even, like, read a book. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that. Let me check here. Yeah, we're almost up to level 3 thanks to all the stuff we cooked from the moose. That's fantastic. God, the moose really is a huge blessing if you can manage to find and get one down. Okay, that all... Oh, right, gotta start dropping a lot of the clothing off. Let's see here. Baseball cap. That toque. The gauntlets. I don't think I'll break the gauntlets down. I'll probably want to hold on to them. That over, that over, that over. That's all we're wearing, so that should be fine. I do kind of wish I had a weapon rack. I wonder if I can ever find woodworking tools. Maybe I could actually make my own and put that somewhere. Just like be able to, say, like, hang it up on one of the walls or even, like, over there. So that way I can leave it if I want or not. Pry bar, I don't think I'll be using, so maybe we'll leave that here for now. I think if I do plan on going to any new areas, I would take it with me. But as it stands, I don't think I have a lot of use for it as it stands now. Because we have already gone through the dam and seen everything there is to that. Okay, you know what, maybe we'll put the guts over here. That actually might be something I want to look at getting a bit more of. Or actually, you know what, no, maybe I have a lot more stockpiled and this is just the stuff that's curing. Let me check. Oh yeah, I've got a lot more cured gut. I was going to say, with having taken down the moose, I should have had a lot more, and I truly do. Okay. Those two there. Bring the pry bar up, and we'll lay it across here. That's all come together pretty well. I don't think I have any decorations to place. The rest is probably good to stay on us. I do actually have a couple of arrows right now. Food and water, I think yeah, I still got a fair bit there. That's perfect. And I know I've got plenty of moose meat, so we are pretty good there. I think we might actually want to look at making up the moose hide satchel, or at least getting started on it. So let's grab you. Yeah, only 72%, but I don't think there's any... I think the condition is just set at whatever it will be when you skin the animal. Once you get your carcass harvesting up, then I think the pelts will get, like, better condition on them. Okay, there it is. I need 2 cured guts and 10 hours. Alright, the guts are in here. Yeah, we'll take all of that. Do I have a sewing kit on ourselves? Although, it might actually use the knife. We've got both. So, you know what? Let's start with 5 hours. Get halfway done now. Probably is going to drain us to the point where we'll need to sleep for the night. But that's no problem. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so... now I'm just going to head down, grab a few pieces of the moose meat we've got out on the front porch. Bring that in, snack, drink. And you know what? Maybe it'll be at the start of next episode we'll finish that up. Just because we have done a little bit... not so much that much really accomplished today, but we have traveled all the way back from the muskeg, so... maybe that'll be enough of an accomplishment to say, we're done, we're good, that'll be enough. Oh, didn't even realize there's a recycled can right there. Kind of an odd spot for it, but just kind of goes to show you really gotta keep your eyes open in the long dark. There could be stuff right in front of you and you don't even realize. Okay, so let's see.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
We'll have that. Drink that. I don't think it'll top us right off. Oh, actually did. Perfect. Okay, bedtime. Let's do... we'll try 10 hours, see if we wake up in the dark or not. And next episode, I think I'll talk a little bit more about... oh. Okay, the Aurora was active, but I slept right through it. Yeah, we'll end today's episode here. Next episode, I'll probably talk a little bit about my thoughts of, like, the last teaser and last episode of Wintermute coming out for The Long Dark, because I basically think once that releases, The Long Dark will be fully done, and then we'll be looking forward to Black Frost, or The Long Dark 2. But for now, again, before I get into another rant and this video gets way too long, thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of The Long Dark. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all next video episode, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.